Welcome to Inside Marketing with Market Surge, your front row seat to the boldest ideas and smartest strategies in the marketing game. Your host is Reed Hansen, Chief Growth Officer at Market Surge.
Hello and welcome back to Inside Marketing with Market Surge. Today I'm thrilled to have on the mic someone who's been shaping the digital marketing game since before most of us even had dial-up. Alex Lloro built his first website back in 1995, sold an agency in 2013, and in 2018 launched All Marketing Services, where his mission isn't just clicks or impressions, but what really matters, client revenue and profitability. Alex is known for integrating online advertising management with conversion rate optimization to cover the entire marketing funnel. So he's the guy that makes sure your marketing actually makes money. Alex, welcome to the show. So glad to have you.
Thank you so much for inviting me. It's a pleasure being here.
Yeah. Well, I love this. I love getting to meet really interesting people. And the fact that you've been in this game since the mid 90s is really remarkable to me. Can you tell me a little bit about the first website you built in 1995? What was that like? And, how different is that compared to now?
Well, completely different. I had to hard code the HTML for the page. I was an intern in a university in Spain at that moment. And one of the departments asked me to create a web page for the department. And it was like, what is a web page? So yes, I have to learn how to code in HTML, and I created all the content for the website.
That's amazing. So you wrote the text as well?
Yeah,
The
they gave me some documents, but it was like, okay, how I can translate this Word document to a web page, a real web page, and how can I introduce images and make it a little bit nicer than just a Word document. So yeah, it was challenging in that moment.
Yeah, I can imagine. Well, so you continued through, had an agency, sold it in 2013. What was the nature of that agency? Was it also full service, and what was the nature of
Yes,
agency
we
work
were a
back in
full
2013?
service agency, but it was in Spain, but I moved to the United States in 2013. I wanted to work for an American company and learn the differences and how things are done between Spain and the US. So that's the reason why I decided to sell it.
Okay, so that begs the next question. What are the differences between agency work in Spain and the US? You can say good and bad. I don't have any need to protect US agencies.
No, the big difference for me is that in the US, people are aware that they need to spend money to get money from clients, to get revenue. In Spain, at that moment, with the internet, it was still difficult to convince people to spend uh, a fair amount of money on advertising. So when I arrived to the US and I landed my first job, they told me, "Hey, you have $40,000 budget to spend on ads every month." I said, "Just 40,000 K," and I said, "Okay, yearly," and they told me, "No, monthly." It was like, what? I have never managed a monthly budget of that amount of money. In Spain, $10,000, it was something incredible to spend in that moment. So when they told me 40,000, I was expecting it yearly.
Yeah,
After that, I have
yeah,
managed budgets of more than $1 million per month. But in that moment,
per
it
month.
called my attention. It was, wow, these guys are being strong on advertising.
Yeah, interesting. Interesting. So with All Marketing Services, I love the name, very clear what you do. All Marketing Services. You've really focused on profitability, generating revenue. What makes you double down on that approach and really emphasize that? I assume that you've learned some things over your years in digital marketing, but what's the nature of your agency from 2018 to today?
Well, we started as a full stack digital marketing agency, but since COVID, I realized that we needed to focus more on paid advertising and conversion rate optimization. And the reason was people got really nervous with the COVID. SEO wasn't producing the results people expected. Uh, People didn't have the patience to wait for a few months to see results. So I decided to stop offering SEO services and focusing on advertising and CRO, where clients can see um, almost immediate results.
Yeah. No, that's really, really important. So let's take an example, for instance, based on your expertise. So say a client has a $50,000 a month ad budget, but they're struggling with optimizing, like they've just plateaued. They've just hit a point where they're not making any gains. Where are some of the first places you would look to find some places to optimize? Do you have some low hanging fruit, so to speak?
Well, sometimes it's just the landing pages. Most advertising specialists just focus on the platform, on Google Ads, on Meta, but they don't pay attention to landing pages. And the magic happens there because the ad is just one click. But then that person spends all the time in your landing page, in your web page, where in a few seconds, less than 7 seconds, they make a decision if you are the right fit for them or not. It's just 7 seconds, even less. Your irrational part of the brain makes a decision in less than 1 second. If they see something that they don't like, it can be the colors, it can be just the headline, the image that you are using as a hero. Your brain has already made a decision. They don't like something about that page and they close it and go to the next one. So, landing pages are the most important part of an advertising campaign. And just making changes and optimizing the landing page with the same campaign, you can get much better results. Just optimizing the landing
Interesting.
page. Obviously, there are ways to improve also the performance on Google Ads, on Meta, but landing page is the most underrated part of the funnel when running advertising and is where you can get the most immediate results. Because if your landing
Okay.
page is bad, you can get better keywords, more intent oriented keywords. You can have a great copy in your ad. But if the landing page is poor, or you're sending the traffic to the homepage of the company, most people are not going to convert. They are looking for paid advertising services. If I send them to a homepage where I talk about SEO and marketing automation and paid ads, it's like, not sure these guys are a fit or not. If they land on a page where I talk only about paid advertising, it's like, okay, this is what I'm looking for. I will take a look, I will read the content, and if it's something that I like, I will send a request, I will make a phone call.
Okay. No, I like it. Now, do you think it's purely the user interface that is a weakness for these landing pages? Or do you think there's technical fixes sometimes behind the scenes? What are you described a few things. What are some of the fundamentals of a good landing page, for instance?
Well, the organization of the information,
Okay.
not having uh, different CTAs that may confuse the visitor. In a landing page, it's not like your website that you can have multiple call to actions, and that's okay. But in a landing page, you just need one, maybe two. If you're a service company, we work only with service based companies. There is a form, there is a phone number. You want phone calls, you want phone submissions. Those are the only CTAs that people must see on your landing page. And
Okay.
how you structure the information, if your headings are clear and they solve the problem that person has. And it's just the above the fold part of the landing page what makes the difference. If I don't see the header, if I don't like it, or see that it's talking about something that is not related to my search, I'm going to close that page and going to the next result on Google. So the hero
Yeah.
part, optimizing that part of the landing page, is where you can get the better results in a short period of time.
Okay. Wh- Now, I'd be interested to see, talk numbers a little bit. Now, if somebody has a healthy budget, say 50,000 and above per month on ad spend, as you were talking about, do what kinds of returns should they be expecting from that investment? And what would signal that something needs to be improved?
I mean, it depends on in the industry. With attorneys, for example, personal injury, because it's a very competitive space. The returns can be smaller than other areas where there is not that competition or is a local competition. So we can see ROIs between 3 to 14, 15 times.
Oh, okay. Wow. All right. And that's really impressive. I'd be interested to talk a little bit about AI and how it's affected your business. I think from in every step of the process, from generating the creative to building audiences to the analytics it's able to build, it touches every part of the process.
Mhm.
What do you think are some of the biggest impacts that you've seen AI affecting ad spend and conversions?
Analytics is a really good example because before AI, you have to take a look at different files, a lot of numbers, and try to find an insight in those numbers. Now AI can identify patterns, and you can reduce that research or that analyzing data in hours. So what before it was maybe 10 hours, now it can be two, maybe three. So yeah, it's
Wow.
helping a lot. Obviously, you have to exactly tell the AI what they are looking for, because if not, probably the insight that the AI provides is not good. But once you have the experience and you know exactly what you are looking for in the numbers, you can identify those patterns much quickly than just looking at hundreds, thousands of the rows in an Excel file.
Right. Right. What about the creative part of ads? I think that's obviously where a lot of people are using it. They're generating images, videos, etc. Do you feel like AI is generating a quality that is effective in ads, or are there parts of the process that AI can manage well? What do you think?
I don't think that AI is doing a great job right now. Maybe in 1 year we can have this conversation again. My answer will be completely different. But as of today, I don't think relying on AI to generate videos, to generate banners for display campaigns, or even the copy for a Google ad or a landing page is a good idea. You can use it as a base, but most of the ads generated by AI sound the same.
Yeah.
So it, you don't want to sound like all your competitors, because some of
Right.
them will be bigger, they have more reviews than you, so people will end up choosing those others. You have to sell what you are really good at, and the human touch on the copy or the video is very important. So nowadays, and the platforms are trying to do that. They are trying to eliminate agencies, and they want you to work directly with the platform. They generate the content for you. You do nothing. You just spend the money. You just give them the 50K per month, and Google is happy generating the content for you. But the efficiency of that spend is not going to be good.
Yeah.
And that's what
Yeah.
people
And
doesn't realize, that they say, why should I pay you to create the videos or to create my banners if I can do that with AI? Okay. And you can create dynamic ads on Google, and you don't need to write the copy. Google will look at your landing pages, will create the ad copy for you. But it's going to sound as an average company. So no one is going to click, or people that will click will not convert.
Yeah. No, I think that's completely right. That's been my experience as well. There's still a gap. The AI content is still pretty identifiable, and people just prefer something real and authentic, it
Exactly.
seems.
And don't get me wrong, we use AI in each and every day, but just to reduce our first round of work, and from that copy we will improve it, we will see the angles, or maybe we have a really good angle and we will say, hey, create 3 4 different versions of this, but maybe reinforce on this ecological effect, and then the result is better. But if you just say, hey, write me an ad for a car accident attorney firm, it's going to be so generic that no one is going to click on that ad.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, Alex, tell me a little bit about, so when people come to you, they want to invest in ads, get their, say, their law firm practice some additional leads. Maybe they're already spending on ads. Do you have any examples of those that have come to you and you've been able to greatly increase their leads? And what were some of the key factors?
Well, what we see is a lot of firms spending huge amount of money every month on ads, and they are relying on Google's recommendations, or agencies that don't touch the account in 1 month, 2 months, or they just make a
Wow.
couple of changes. I mean, advertising is a continuous process. It's not just creating the campaign and leave it there running. You'll be throwing away a lot of money. And if you
Yeah.
follow Google's representatives that tell you, no, you have to use broad match and you have to use automation, and you don't know where your money is spent. You have the example of PMAX campaigns. I hate PMAX because you don't have any control.
Yeah.
And PMAX has a prevalence over most of your search campaigns. So the money is going to be spent on PMAX. And the Google representative will tell you, hey, but the most effective campaign is the PMAX one. Yes, because all the PMAX will have will be choose first for broad and phrase match keywords. So only exact keywords will show with your regular search campaigns. That's why your regular search campaigns performance is not good,
Yeah.
because PMAX
Yeah.
is getting all the credit, but you don't have control, and every company is completely different. So we've been talking about attorneys. A family attorney, you are considering getting divorced. Maybe you talk today with an attorney, but maybe in 2 3 4 months you don't make the final decision of getting divorced. In that case, it makes sense to retarget that person that saw your web page, maybe call but didn't convert. But for a car accident, you have the accident today, you need an attorney today. Retargeting
Nay.
is not an option because people make
Right.
the decision in 24 hours.
Right.
So why use the same kind of campaign without knowing how much money is going to retargeting, how much money is going to search, how much money is going to video or display?
Yeah.
Every company is completely different. So that's why having manual control over where are you spending the money is very important to get the best results.
Yeah. Well, completely agree. I think you make a strong case, and I do appreciate all the wisdom. Now, if our listeners would like to work with you or learn from you, where are the best platforms that they could find you and find all marketing services?
Well, our website, allmarketing.co, with no M at the end, just CO, is our webpage, and there they can find different ways to reach to us, phone number, they can schedule directly a free consultation. So that's the best way.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much, Alex. This is very useful, and I am definitely in agreement that you should use an expert consultant to help you build ads, and I would totally recommend your expertise on this. So thanks so much for joining us today, Alex.
Oh, my pleasure. Thank you so much.
Want to stay ahead of what's actually working in marketing right now? Head over to marketsurge.io and see how we're helping businesses grow smarter, faster, and louder. That's marketsurge.io, because your next breakthrough shouldn't be a guess.